Hey everyone, you're with Tesla Tom, and thanks so much for joining me today on my YouTube channel. Today we're reviewing the Hansshow Power Frunk for our Tesla Model 3 Performance here in Sydney, Australia. Let's go check it out. Alright, so joining us today is Milo, authorised installer for Hansshow in Sydney. Hey Milo, thanks for joining us.
How you going, Tom? How are you?
Very well, thanks. So we're going to install the Power Frunk for our Tesla Model 3, Milo. So can you run us through what we're going to do today?
So today what we're going to do, we're going to take the two original struts off the front, and then we're going to take all this part of it out, and we're going to run our wiring, and we're going to install our latching kit that comes with the Hansshow unit, incorporate it into the Tesla latching units in here, and then you can operate this frunk opening via your screen or your mobile phone, and you can also close it via, there's a button inside the frunk here that you can close the front lid.
Awesome. Thanks, Milo. And we're going to go through some details later in the video as to how to get your own Power Frunk for your Model 3, and I'll leave Milo's details in the description below as well. All right, let's get into it.
Okay. Okay, so we've kind of taken all the covers off now. You can see the internal workings of this electric car. I've installed the new struts, including two new brackets that has to be installed also here and here, which are strengthening brackets and actually slightly positioned a bit further away from the original struts to accommodate the actual length of these new electrified or electric struts. Encase the cabling in conduit to make it look like original OME, and as we go along you'll see the finished product, how I've done everything, just trying to make the car look so original and it doesn't look so wires and loose wires are hanging off. So we've done that on both sides. Our next step now, we're going to run these cables through, and we are going to connect our control boxes in this area here, and then we're going to make our linkage connection into this locking mechanism here. This is the wiring loom, and this is the actual brain box, which will connect into this box here on this plug, and then we'll start connecting all this. Now this will be all in conduit. We'll see later on how I connect it all up, and then keep all this wiring loom protected. Okay guys, we're in a stage now of just installing our mechanism, our locking mechanism, and our suction motor from Hansshow into the locking mechanism of the front frunk. Now, what I've done here is a bracketing system that I installed through one bolt, and it comes with the Hansshow unit kit. I install that there. The spring has to be replaced from the original Tesla one to the Hansshow one, which is a lighter version, which actually makes this motor work a little bit easier. That's the suction motor. Now, the concept behind all this is that as the bonnet comes down, or the front lid comes down, it comes and strikes this first, pushes us off to one side. The sensor in here tells the Hansshow unit kit that the frunk is at the near closed position, or ready to be closed. I'm just using this pair of pliers as a simulation. So what happens is it grabs it and it pushes it down, and that pulls it, that suction motor pulls the whole unit down, and now it's in the lock position. The job of the suction motor is finished now. It doesn't work, doesn't do any more for this. So the day when you want to open the frunk, you press the button on the screen. What happens is the motor on this side activates, pulls this cable, releases the frunk, simultaneously releases the secondary latch. This is the safety latch. So when you're driving down the road and if this ever releases, this stops it from the bonnet flying opening and folding back over your windscreen. This flicks open on the second, and then the Hansshow unit takes over and lifts the frunk lid open. So this is a little bit of an insight of how the mechanism works, with how it integrates with the Tesla units. Bit of an update on my install here. So I've ran all my wiring. This is the fuse to the unit, all in conduit, how I run the wiring through here, around here. I've connected. I left all the cable ties at the moment to show you how I've connected to the existing wiring loom. And the brain box is actually in here. I don't know if Tom can actually see that. It's in here. Again, the wiring runs through here, back over here, along this other wiring to the other strut, flows through here, all in this split conduit, which protects the original wiring against rubbing and chafing on the chassis. So now we're right at our first testing stage now. We've powered the unit up, and we will actually see if it will behave as it should be.
Okay, so the auto frunk has now been fully installed. It's time to test it out. So there are actually a few ways to open the frunk, or the bonnet, or the fruit, whatever you want to call it, depending on which part of the world you're in. So the easiest way is probably to use your app, and you can just press the open button there, as you can see at the top of the screen, and it'll say you need to manually close it. Of course, that's not true anymore because we've got an auto frunk, but obviously that's a residual from the native app itself, the native Tesla app. So let's go ahead and press open. There we are. Okay, and then you can just press the opened button again. And again it says, are you sure you need to manually close it? Of course that's not true, we know that. We've got the auto frunk installed. And that, of course, closes it there. Now let's open it one more time. Let me just show you something else you can do. So there we are, opening at the frunk. Now there is a little button here on the inside of the car. And we just press this button here. And that will close the frunk as well. And of course, that's quite handy. Once you put the shopping in the frunk, or whatever it is you want to put in there, you can just press that button to close it, as opposed to going back into your app to shut it again. Now, of course, the main concern with having an auto frunk is what happens if something gets caught in the frunk or the bonnet area while the bonnet is closing. What happens if it's a human hand, for example? Well, let's test it out. So here's my hand. I'm going to press the close button here, just in the frunk. Here we are. What happens here? And no, it doesn't hurt. Just a gentle pressure and the bonnet will stop closing. At this point, go back to your app and just press that open button once again. And it should go back up like that. So it's pretty safe. Hansshow have thought of everything. Now, of course, you can also use the auto bonnet or auto frunk from the main Model 3 screen as well. So all you need to do is press the open button here where the car is. And the bonnet will open, of course, like that. And then to close it again, now, of course, the wording will still be open, but just press open once again and the bonnet will shut by itself. Alright, so let's see whether voice activation works for the auto bonnet. So let's press voice control button here. Open frunk. Okay, so that worked pretty well. It said open frank, that's alright. I think the car understands us. Now, it doesn't actually close it with the voice activation. I can try. Close frunk. It says bonnet must be closed manually. Okay, that's fine. Let's shut it like that. What if we said open bonnet? Let's see if that works. Open bonnet. Charge port open. What if we make it sound more American once again? Open bonnet. Navigating to open bonnet. Okay, well, I guess we just have to say the word frunk then. Okay, so the last safety test I want to do is what would happen if my car was in drive would I be able to use the auto frunk if the car was in motion? So let's pop the car in drive. Okay, so the car is in drive mode right there. Let's go to the app. Here we go. App's over here. Let's press open. Are you sure? You'll need to manually close it. All right, let's open it. Okay, that's good. So nothing happened. The boot did not open. The frunk did not open. All right, well, that's a good sign. That's a good safety feature right there. All right, everyone, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll leave the details on how to purchase a Hansshow auto frunk or auto bonnet product in the video description below. I've got a coupon code TeslaTom, which gives you 15% off the Hansshow auto frunk. Sometimes Hansshow does release coupon codes from time to time, which might be better than my 15%, so make sure you check out their website from time to time. If you're in Sydney and you want this installed by Milo, I'll also leave his details in the video description as well, and you can contact him directly to get a quote on installing it for yourself. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Stay safe, and until the next video, happy charging. Front goes up. Front goes down.